Good morning. It's an early one right now. It's currently half five. I'm on the way to the gym. I'm trying to get a quick run in before it opens this morning. I'm going to Goodwood Festival of Speed tomorrow, so that's going to be like 20,000 steps on my feet all day. I'm not trying to beat my legs up too much, and so today is a very short run, but we're going to do a full day of hybrid training because I'm running. About an hour after that, I've got chest and back in the gym, and then I've got a cycle later. This is partly why I like running outside, because I literally didn't do very long on there at all and I'm absolutely drenched. Didn't want to push it too much because, like I said, it's 6:15 right now. At about 7 we're going to train upper, chest and back. Post-run and pre-workout nutrition is a jammy bagel. We've got 30 grams of jam and a bagel. This will fuel me for my upper session. Although I did almost just choke on this, so maybe if I actually make it, it'll fuel me. So my stance on electrolytes is most people don't need them, including me. Day to day, I don't need them either. I just like to have electrolytes when I've actually been sweating a lot, or I'm about to sweat a lot. So especially during the summer right now, where you can't do any cardio without being drenched in sweat. You're not just losing sodium, you're losing magnesium, potassium. There's another one as well. Electrolytes, in fact, magnesium, potassium, those are the main ones. You want to replace all of those minerals, not just the sodium, which you would get from salt. So generally speaking, if you're not sweating excessively during the day, then just having plenty of salt on your meals is enough. But for me, when I'm doing a long bike ride or I'm running, I find it very beneficial to actually get some electrolytes in. And yes, my stance on that has changed, because I was just a massive salt guy before. I still am, but there is a time and place, in my opinion, for electrolytes. Alright, you'll have to excuse the absolute horrendous sunburn that I've got going on. I was wearing a hat at Goodwood yesterday. I'm now back, of course, and it was very fucking sunny. I can't believe I'm showing you this, but first exercise is pec deck. You can see on this, I'm keeping my elbows, shoulders and hands all in line. I'm trying to keep my whole body still, but puff my chest out, retract my shoulders back, and then try and bring my elbows together right at the end. I'm not doing any partials on this. I just want to do complete full reps. I do find as well keeping my chin up just helps put my chest on top. And you want to think about, as you bring your arms together, you push your shoulders back, because that can stop you rounding your shoulders basically. And I like to do this first to get a nice pump in my chest before I do the next exercise. So next up we have dumbbell press. This is an incline, because generally incline is upper chest is a bit of a weaker point on most people's chest, and so I always do a slight bit more incline than decline / flat. So today is more about volume. I do this exercise twice a week. The other day I do more strength, higher weight. This is not lighter, but I'm aiming for up to 10 reps, maybe more. I didn't get that today, but I'm just trying to keep my whole body still again, arse on the pad, I can't stress that enough, and just get some full reps. Same thing, keep your shoulders back the whole time as you push forwards. Then the next exercise we have is a neutral grip chest press. I like to do this at the end because this being a neutral grip, you keep your elbows in, will target your upper chest as well, and it's just a different movement pattern because we've done pec deck out here, we've done an incline that's slightly in, and then this is fully in. So this will hit a bit of triceps as well, but same principles for all chest movements. Keep that chest on top. We're aiming for somewhere between 10 and 15 reps. And yeah, that's chest done. Next up we have lat pull down. I honestly went too heavy on this, you'll see me change it at the end, but this we're doing a wide grip pull down to target the lats. We're thinking about having your arms nice and wide and bringing your elbows into your side. In an ideal world you would stay more upright than I did in this. I didn't stay upright enough because I'm trying to target my lats, so I'm trying to keep my torso straight and not retract my shoulders back. But then on this next exercise now, which is an upper back row, you can see I am targeting my upper back, and I'm doing that, sorry about the bike, by pulling my elbows out rather than keeping them to my side, and I'm pulling my shoulders back to start with. On a lat focused row, you wouldn't pull your shoulders back, you would just keep them down. But because this is upper back, I'm pulling my shoulders back first and then pulling my elbows out. You should feel a nice burn on your rear delts as well, and that's kind of how you know that your upper back is working well. So on this, we're doing somewhere between 10 and 15 reps, but yeah, upper back is a strong point for me, so I only have one upper back exercise on this, which is this one. And then final exercise, we have a more lat focused row. This isn't quite fully lat focused because my elbows are going slightly out, but this is more lat focused. I'm trying to basically, same way I said last time, don't retract your shoulders. On this one, I said retract your shoulders in the last one. This one we're not. We're keeping them down and just pulling your elbows down to your side, shoulder down, fixed in place so that you target your lats. You want to keep your elbows close to your side as possible and just think about pulling with your elbows. And that's the end of the workout. I do chest first on this because I want to bring up my chest over my back. But yeah, that's pretty much the chest and back workout. Let's get back on with the rest of the video. And yeah, oh my... oh god, get rid of me. Mate, I just had a fucking hell of a commute just trying to get back from the gym today. So I had to... Last video, I told you about my running shoe rotation. I had to send a pair back because I bought 3 pairs, kept 2, sent 1 back. Had to go to the post office on the way back, but there was roads closed. I went the wrong way somehow on the way home. I had to do a massive detour. Mate, I literally left the gym like 50 minutes ago. It took me 12 minutes to get to the gym this morning. I left the gym 50 minutes ago. It's currently 9:37. Step check, I'm on 5,300 steps, which is actually pretty good. Obviously had that run this morning, I've trained. I'm gonna be at home now working for a few hours and then I'll go for a cycle. Job 1, you have to excuse my hair, I haven't showered, alright? But now I'm home, I need to eat my post-workout meal, which is gonna be 60 or 70 grams of oats, 30 grams of whey, probably a bit of honey in there, banana, cinnamon. Yeah, if you wanna know my full day of eating, then watch a couple videos ago, but yeah, this is an excellent post-workout meal. We've got very low fat and then lots of carbs and protein. This next meal is actually one of my favourites of the day. We've got 200 grams of 0% fat Greek yogurt, 25 grams of peanut butter, 20 grams of whey protein. We've got some honey hoops in here for some extra carbs, and blueberries. The thing with this hybrid training is that you need a lot of carbs. I think yesterday I had like 460 grams of carbs, because you just need a lot to actually fuel your workouts. Same way like I'll have some intra-workout carbs during my cycle later. So because this is quite a fatty meal with the peanut butter, I'm having this not around my training time, because obviously when you're actually approaching, well, before your training and after, you mainly just want carbs and protein, especially protein after, no protein before. There's a lot of fat in this, and so this isn't going to be great for fueling my sessions, but it does hit my macros throughout the day. And this is absolutely banging. I'm going to let you guys in with a bit of insight in terms of calories and training, and just how many calories you can actually burn with this hybrid training style. Because actually, if you're trying to manage your weight and you just love eating food like me, and you want to be able to eat more, well then hybrid trainings are a great way to do that. And if you manage your volume appropriately, then you can do a lot more than you'd think. If you treat all your training like you do in the gym, so say the same way you go to failure in the gym to grow your muscles, if you push as hard as you can when you're cycling and running, you'll burn out. You'll notice your HRV will go down, your resting heart rate will go up, you won't recover from doing that. However, if you keep most of your training, your endurance stuff in zone 2, you'd be surprised how much you can do, because really a light zone 2 doesn't affect your recovery hardly at all, which is why people preach it so much, because you can build a great aerobic base from zone 2 training and it hardly affects your central nervous system. Whereas if you go out doing threshold stuff, tempo, intervals, yes, that's going to affect your CNS, and you cannot do that very often. But today I'm going to go and cycle 30 kilometers, and in about an hour of moderate cycling zone 2, I'll burn roughly 700 calories. So it's going to be about an hour doing 30 kilometers, which means just from the cycling alone, I need to eat an extra 700 calories today, plus the running I did, plus the gym session, plus if I did zero activity, then I would probably burn about 2,500 calories just existing. Plus I do 10,000 steps a day, including the run. So you can see why these calories add up. I mean, 2,500 plus 700 just from the cycle is going to be over 3,000 calories. Plus I need to fuel a run, plus the steps. I mean, I'm looking at about 3,500 calories today, at least, that I need to eat just to maintain my body weight. And I don't do 3 lots of training every single day. But you can see why these calories can add up, and you do need to make sure you're fueling properly, because you don't want to turn into a skinny bitch from hybrid training. Let me show you how I fuel my longer workouts. So today on a cycle, like I said, it will take about an hour, and so I'm going to need some carbs and electrolytes during that, otherwise I'm just going to burn out too soon. And one of the cheapest ways of getting carbs in during your workout, well actually, I'll show you that in a second. Let me show you what exactly I put in my drink. This is going to have all my carbs, all my electrolytes that I need for my cycling later. So the first thing, got about 1 gram of Himalayan pink salt, obviously for electrolytes. Next thing, we've got cyclic dextrin. This also has EAAs and a few more electrolytes in it as well. I'm going to have 40 grams worth of this, which is about 20 grams of cyclic dextrin. And then the secret ingredient, white sugar. Sugar is such an underrated intra-workout carb. It's funny, when I used to powerlift, people would take sweets during their workouts, and I knew the theory why, but it does seem a bit ridiculous with that. But this is one of the most cost-effective ways to get your carbs in intra-workout. I'll admit I haven't done the research in terms of exactly why this is perfect, but it's to do with what is made up in sugar. It's like the perfect ratio of carbs, essentially. So we're going to put 20 grams of white sugar in the drink as well. Alright, I put 27, it'll be fine. So for 27 grams of sugar, that is 27 grams of carbs. So in my drink that I'll be drinking during my ride, I'm going to have about 47 grams of carbs in this. On top of my 60 grams of carbs that I'll eat before my cycle as well. That's about 100 grams of carbs to fuel me for an hour. That's probably a bit overkill, but I'd rather be slightly overfueled considering all the rest of the training I do than underfueled. And the key with this, because you don't want to be stopping and pissing during your cycle, don't put too much water in. You want just enough water that you replenish all the fluid you've lost, but not so much that you're pissing constantly. For an hour bike ride, somewhere around 500 to 600 ml of water is probably enough. And there we go, there's the drink. I'm not actually riding for another 2 hours, so I'm just going to keep this in the fridge, keep it cold, because it is about 30 degrees out there. Something else I would just like to add to that as well is up to about an hour bike ride, you can get away with not taking intra-workout carbs with you. If you eat enough carbs before your workout, you don't necessarily need them. I prefer just having slightly less before my workout than having some on the ride. I just feel better. I do genuinely notice a difference. After about half an hour or so, if I don't top up with some more carbs, I just do see a drop off in energy, whereas my energy is much more sustainable if I take those carbs with me. So it's just a personal preference, but don't feel like you need to take carbs with you if you're not riding for, an hour and a half plus. Right, the time has come. It is pre-ride meal time. I just want to get out there, although I'm looking back. Let me show you outside right now, because this is actually gonna be disgusting. You can't see that. Yep, you still can't see that, but in fact, this is not telling you how hot it is, but all I'm saying is I am going to be absolutely scorching on this ride. It is 30 kilometers. That's like not going to kill me. It's going to be enough to be hard, but it's not going to kill me. Right now, my pre-ride meal, if you can even call it that, is going to be jam and bagel, same as my pre-workout meal earlier. I'll be honest, I just love bagels right now. So there's a fly on my mic. I just love bagels right now, so a jam and a bagel is like literally perfect nutrition for a ride. It's about, I think, 60 grams of carbs plus obviously 40 in my shake. Mate, we'll be fueled up to the max. The only difference from earlier's bagel is this one's actually toasted, so it's basically a different meal. And what I will add with this, I don't put butter on it. It's literally just bagel and jam. Butter, you don't even need it anyway. Controversial, but I think it's overrated. You actually don't need it. And butter is mostly fat, so all that's going to do is slow down digestion and means that these carbs won't necessarily be available in half an hour when I ride. And I almost forgot to tell you a little hack about water before you go on like a long ride. Obviously, you don't want to be pissing a lot during your ride, and when it's very hot outside, it can be tempting to just down loads of water beforehand because you don't want to get dehydrated, get headaches, and have your performance drop because you're dehydrated. And yes, that's 100% true, but on a ride and run, I like to err on the side of slight dehydration, like 1% dehydration. So basically, I'm trying to consume the exact amount of water that I'm actually losing. And part of that is for the last half an hour to an hour before I ride, I'll just sip water when I feel like I need it, because for the hours before my ride, I'm consuming a lot of water. I've probably had, I don't know, 4 litres by now. It's 1:30. I've probably had about 4 litres of water because it has been hot. I've been sweating today. But now, just before the ride, I don't need loads more water. I've already had loads. I'm going to consume more on the ride. So now it's just a case of not letting myself actually get thirsty, but don't drink in excess. That way, I shouldn't need to piss at all during this ride. But we'll see how well that works. It normally works okay. Also, guys, I'm actually buzzing. So after this ride, I need to pack because I'm going to Goodwood tonight. If you know what Goodwood is, it's called Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's basically one of the biggest car shows in the world. It's in, I think Goodwood is a place. It's in Goodwood down south. It's like 3 hours away, but I'm going up there with my friends tonight. We're staying in a hotel, then going to the actual event tomorrow. There's hypercars there. There's F1 cars, there's all sorts. I'm very excited, and I need to shave beforehand because this is actually, yeah, I've never been someone to be able to grow a beard, but I'm starting to think I can. So once this ride is out of the way, we're going to Goodwood. Well, you're not going to Goodwood, I'm going to Goodwood. I'm not going to take you there, I'm afraid. If you're a bike nerd, maybe you can help me out with this, but I have a feeling my bike frame is slightly too big. I'm not going to get a new one because they're a lot of money. This is a carbon bike, it's a good bike, and I have kind of made it work for my body. But I see a lot of people, they have their seat a lot higher than that. Even if it, in relation to the handlebars, basically the seat right now is in the perfect position height wise, where if it was any higher, the pedals would be too far away. So, but that's not very high for a seat post to be, compared to what I've seen other people's bikes at. And I have my bars a little bit higher than they could go, just because my flexibility at the hips is pretty poor, to be honest. So leaning further forwards than that just puts too much stress on my lower back. That should improve the more I ride, and so potentially in the future I will drop those bars down a little bit. But I don't know if because my seat post isn't that high up, is the frame likely too small? I'm not too sure. I've only just started cycling recently. Is the frame too big? I've only just started cycling recently, so I don't know. Maybe, in fact, I'm probably overthinking it, and I'm not going to change it. But if I was to eventually get a new frame, based on how this bike looks, is it likely that I need a smaller frame? I don't know. Mate, what a day for it. It's lovely. One thing that I've learnt recently is to keep the cadence higher, similar to how you do on a run. But if you keep your legs spinning faster, it reduces the lactic acid build up in your muscles. So it just relies on your aerobic fitness more. It really helps when you're going for those longer cycles, and so you don't burn out. Although fucking hell, I'm a bit out of breath. So maybe I'm not doing it right. Woo! I just had the weirdest encounter. I was on a single track road and I pulled over. This guy said thank you for letting him pass, and then it looked like he was stopping, so I just fucking pedalled off fast. I was like, what the fuck, because he was driving quite erratically. He said thanks and stuff, but it just occurred to me, I was like, if something happened to me on this single track road, no one would know I'm here. But he seems to have gone. Anyway, look at this. Right, I'm back. There was a bump that I hit so hard, my bars dropped forwards. I thought first of all my hoods fell forwards. I stopped, tried to bring them back up, realised they were already in the right place. My actual bars rotated round. Oh, that was hard, but third session of the day done. And just to make it even better, when I did stop, I started sweating so much in the sun that I thought I'd piss myself when I rode off because how wet my skin was. Right, so guys, that is the end of the video. I came back from my bike ride. My watch said I did 26k, but because I paused it when I was sourcing my bike out, I forgot to then start it again after. So I did about, the actual route was like 29.5k. Took me just over an hour. So I think I averaged like 26 kilometers an hour. Came home, I had chicken and rice. That's obviously a great like post-workout meal because you got lots of carbs in there, fast digesting, obviously get the nutrients and glycogen into the muscles fast, and plenty of protein in there as well to rebuild the muscles that are broken down in the cycle. And then this evening, I don't even know what I'm doing for food, which is not good. Don't do what I'm doing, but I'm off to Goodwood now, which, in case you're not aware, it's a festival for like cars. It's about 3 hours away, so it's currently 6 p.m. I'm going there now. Well, I'm going to a hotel near there with my mates now, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy tomorrow. It'll be a bit of a more relaxed day off work. Very excited for that. But yeah, it was a good bike ride, been a good day. 3 training sessions today, so I'm hoping I sleep well in this hotel tonight. Probably not, but yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're interested in online coaching, there is a link below for that, and I'll put a video that I made recently here. Promise you, if you've enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy that. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.